Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for the invitation here to the Inspire Conference 2012. My name is Kerstin Platzer. I work for the Office of the Provincial Government of Lower Austria. Some sentences about the program I want to talk about today. At first, about the situation in Lower Austria. Next, where is Lower Austria situated? About our staff, about the Inspire infrastructure we use, about the main geo-information tasks we have to provide, and in the second part, about GIS and IT. We always say geo is something special, but I think it's going on. Geo means integration with a special flavor. Last but not least, we are going towards data-centric tasks, and I want to stress this topic as well. In Lower Austria, we use a software called GeoShop. I want to show what we have already implemented and what are the planned solutions for the future. Let's start with a map, because we are all from the field of geographic information, so I think everybody should know where I come from. This is Austria. Lower Austria is a province of Austria. It is one of the 9 provinces, and Lower Austria is situated around the capital, Vienna. When we talk about this province, we have an area of about 19,000 square kilometers, and the population is 1.6 million. The office of the provincial government of Lower Austria is located where the red dot is showing us, St. Pölten. We are about 2,500 employees all over. This is the administration situated here, but also in some other places in Lower Austria as well. Now to the IT and GIS stuff. We have a fairly large IT department. It's about 150 employees who do not work only in infrastructure tasks, but also we have application development and so on. But these people are the ones who provide the infrastructure for our Inspire services and for our Inspire datasets. My own department is called Hydrology and Geoinformation Department. We are 10 people who work mainly in the field of GIS, and we have the responsibility for coordinating Inspire in our organization. Let's get a little bit technical, just for a short while. Our platform is Windows. Our data storage is in a SQL Server database. We try to use standardized attributes, so we use SQL Server geometry in combination with Israel software SDE. Now to the network services software we use. We have a long development in the field of Israel software, so we use Esri ArcGIS software in combination with ArcGIS for Inspire. Our discovery services we provide with Esri GeoPortal. The download services, which are coming soon, are predefined datasets by now. So the main tasks we had to do for our customers and for our clients is, on the one hand, to provide geodata for the clients, and on the other hand, provide geo-services for our clients. Let's get the first point. It's for internal usage, that we have a lot of more data than just Inspire data. We have contractors who work for us, and we have business clients. And these people demand data, and we have to find a way to give it to them. On the other hand, now geo-services are coming more and more. On the one hand, shown in web applications for internal usage, for public usage, depending on the datasets, and web services. And here Inspire network services come into place, as well as other services for example, for a national network in Austria called Geoland. I think this picture shows 3 columns who look very separated, and I don't think that this picture is still in place because we can't stay in the island GIS any longer. We have to admit that we are part of IT infrastructure as well as infrastructure and GIS work together, and there's the world around us. We forget sometimes with smartphones, tablets, we have to stand the comparison with Google Maps, Bing Maps and OpenStreetMap. There are a lot of apps. We have a lot of questions about how can I use your application on my device. And there are new trends like open data and open source and freeware we have to take in consideration. So I think GEO is IT integration with a special flavor. When we look at our data, these are already IT standards. When we look at geometry data, it's a database column in our SQL server. GML is XML. GeoJSON is a kind of JSON, and as well GeoRSS is a kind of RSS. The services we already use are OGC interfaces, roughly spoken, and these are IT interfaces as well. So I think that users demand more spatial data, and they want them reliable, accessible, they want it fast. This is always a heavy point. And this means IT monitoring, we need bandwidth, we need backup and so on. The data should be accessible. We all have the same opinion, I think. It should be accessible, but there are personal, relevant data that need authentication and authorization as well to protect them. So let's go one step further. Geo means integration. From the legal aspect, Inspire is helping us a lot, because Inspire demands an environmental spatial data infrastructure. It's an important impulse for our local development. From the social aspect, we get a lot of drive as well. Let's see, smartphones, tablets, the users want spatial content, as we can see every day. The social networks are already spatially enabled. Smartphones are navigational systems, and the user input of tomorrow, the user input of today, is tomorrow's spatial content. The technical aspect, as Google Maps or Bing Maps, they are already essential part of a lot of web pages. So I see our path in the future towards geodata-centered tasks. We need a tight cooperation between IT and GIS from the one side as of the other. And GIS cannot remain to be special. It has special needs. We have larger data sets than anyone else in our institution. We need a lot more processing power than the other applications. And we can provide as only part of this game the spatial queries. This isn't possible with any other software. So we need spatial data infrastructure, which has to be designed together with IT, but not only for Inspire. We need it. I list here a few points of the tasks GIS and IT department have to develop together. So in the field of data management, data administration, backup and so on, we need the IT to do it for us. We want to stress the essential parts. We want to do data harmonization. We want to do the harmonization for transport networks, for protected sites and for elevation. These are the topics that will come to us in the next years. Also the service configuration that we provide the appropriate services for Inspire belongs in our department. These are tasks we have to do. But when we look a little bit further, we see that server administrations, the IT is supporting us. Network-related tasks, who are really very important in the field of Inspire. When we look at bandwidth and so on, we need a lot of IT in our fulfillment. So, last but not least, reporting, monitoring of the services, we work in cooperation with our IT department. The Inspire quality of service requirements demand quite a lot. There are specific performance criteria. You know it perhaps better than me. It's different for the different services. So I just put here the points: performance, capacity, and availability. These factors have to be met, and the monitoring of this quality of service requirements. So what are the IT and GIS challenges for the future? I see a great problem in handling concurrent usage from different service users. There is a saying that there are unintentional denial of services possible. That means when a large number of requests come from individual clients, you want these clients to get the information, but it isn't possible to give it to anybody, to everybody in the same quality. High traffic websites can refer to our website, and this might be when the Inspire web page refers to our web page. And so the consequences are it can slow down our site or make it even impossible to reach. So geo-services are great, but more usage, it leads to a slower service level, and in the worst case, it is not available. Which services challenge our infrastructure? I see no risk by now by using the discovery service. The view service might be a problem if it's a dynamical map request. The download services, if we use predefined datasets, what we are planning right now, I don't see a high risk, but direct access might be too much for our infrastructure. The same is with transformation services. As long as transformation services work in the back, it's no problem. But if there is a direct access from the internet, it might be a risk. The same as with future services. I just put a few examples here, like spatial data services, invoke services, and so on, might be a risk as well for our current infrastructure. A tiled view services, for example, isn't such a risk as a dynamic view service. So SDI extension, but how? I put a euro symbol everywhere because every extension costs a lot of money and our budget is very restricted. So if we want more hardware, more servers and so on, it needs money. More software, we need additional licenses, perhaps even additional products like load balancer software or something like this. And in the end, we need more staff to do this work. So there are two possibilities, roughly spoken, of scaling Inspire infrastructure. I use a picture, though it's better to imagine. On the one hand, you can scale in high-end products, more high-quality software and more commercial licenses. But this solution will work only for a short while. Or investing in low-cost products, like cheaper hardware, perhaps a cloud infrastructure, and more free software. So one solution we have chosen in the past is the development of a software called GeoShop, or GeoShop. We contracted 2 companies in 2008 with the development of a software to integrate our business processes. In 2010, the application was ready to use, and the people could register at our website and download datasets. This was a key step for automatic distribution of geodata. And in 2012, the predefined Inspire datasets will be added. A short overview of the GeoShop is, it is a portal to our products with a user interface, different services in the back who provide access to Inspire network services. So we can protect our infrastructure on data, spatial data sets in the back. What are the future Inspire prospects at GeoShop? We want registration for Inspire services usage. We need a fair use agreement so that we can tell which one of the users needs access and who is already making an unintentional denial of service. The monitoring is also necessary to guarantee reliable services and an enhancement of our existing service-oriented architecture. So I come to my conclusion. Inspire network services meet IT services. IT and GIS staff have to work in tight cooperation. Our solution is automated geodata processing with GeoShop, and geoservices demand a scalable IT infrastructure. I can't tell you the solution we will choose in the end. It's on the road, and we try to reach at the end a geoservice-oriented architecture. Thank you.
Thanks for your presentation. You point out in your presentation, STI should be designed together with IT and GIS background. GIS needs IT background. IT needs GIS experience. Yes, you focus on this. Is there any question about this presentation? Yes.
So my question was about the rate of cost for infrastructures, and I was asking if you consider to go for a solution on the cloud, or like Amazon services for your infrastructures.
Yes, we have considered it, but by now it is as a provincial government institution, we are not allowed to put our data in any cloud. It has to be, in future, perhaps a private cloud, but Amazon is not allowed it.
Next time.
Okay, and if it were a European cloud provider with security facilities, would it be, you think, a possibility?
I think we should consider it,
okay.
Yes.
Is there any other question? No? Thank you. Thank you for this nice presentation.